Good evening. This is a class before Pesach.
No.
Okay, so we are here 2 weeks before Pesach.
No, Bubs. Oh, yes. Okay. Okay.
2 weeks before Pesach, and we are going to discuss a few things about Pesach and the Haggadah. But before we start, Mrs. Blas is going to say a Dvar Torah.
Nisan is the most wonderful month of the year that we have. We get our first mitzvah of Rosh Chodesh, which was meant for the women. But there are a lot of changes that happens in Nisan that affects us. And there are 10 crowns that come down. We have the Nesiim. We have the Simcha of Purim coming through the last day of Purim straight into Rosh Chodesh Nisan. We start the Karbanos. We get the Kahuna. We have many, many gifts. I'm not going to reiterate everything now, but there's one fundamental change that happens in Nisan that changes the whole equation. And this is the fundamental thing. That Brias HaOlam through the Makkos is all Brias HaOlam. Hashem gave us the world. He gave us nature. It was a chesed that he did to us. Hashem gave us this beautiful world. On Nisim, he brought us all through the history of the Avos and into Mitzrayim, and then he took us out of Mitzrayim. But what did he do on Rosh Chodesh Nisan? He changed the equation. He gave us the gift of time. In other words, he said on Rosh Chodesh Nisan, you determine when is Rosh Chodesh. Whatever you say, I will accept. So the equation now that everything comes from Hashem down has changed. Why? Because Hashem came down on Rosh Chodesh Nisan when we inaugurated the Mishkan, and he came with his Shekhinah down. However, it's not a top-down equation anymore. It's a bottom-up equation. Now we have the power of time. Now we decide when all the Shlosh Regalim are, and we now have to institute bottom to up. It's our job now. It's our responsibility to carry it forth. And it reflects, what do we do in Chodesh Nisan? We count. We don't count like the Goyim 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. We count up. The first day of Omer, the second day of Omer. We count to the anticipation of Matan Torah. So the whole equation on Rosh Chodesh Nisan, I'm just giving you the very ikar of the Dvar Torah, has changed. Because we are now responsible for our actions. And everything is connected to Nisan. Purim's connected to Nisan. Shavuos is connected to Nisan. Hanukkah is connected to Nisan. Why? Because the Nesiim that Dr. Levin spoke about of the joy of the first 12 days of Pesach repeats itself in Hanukkah. On Hanukkah, we read all about the Nesiim. Why? Because the Mishkan was built in Kislev, and Kislev came to complain to Hashem. Why are you delaying this for 3 months? It was built in my month. And Hashem said, I'm going to give you the most joyous holiday that the whole world's going to celebrate. The secular, the non-secular, everyone's going to be lighting the menorah all over the world. It'll be a universal holiday. And not only that, I'm going to re-inaugurate the Mishkan in the month of Hanukkah. How is Rosh Chodesh? How is Tishrei connected to Hanukkah? Well, we said in the Yotzros before Shavuos, we ask for Yeshuos Makifot. What is Yeshuot Makifot? We ask for Hashem's help to circumvent. What do you mean to circumvent? How do we ask for Yeshuos to circumvent? Well, it's like credit. We're asking for Hashem for credit. We were not zoicha to be taken out of Mitzrayim. We didn't have the credit. When you open a bank account, you have to put $20 in, right? So Hashem said, okay, I'm giving you bris. I'm giving you Korban Pesach. You don't deserve to be taken out of Mitzrayim. But in the schus that you're going towards Matan Torah, I'm going to give you credit. And I'm going to take you out of Mitzrayim. And that is what we call on the Yotzos Yeshuas Makifot. In Tishrei, we have the same thing. We come to Tishrei after a month of Elul. Do you think that the whole year we sinned, and in 10 days of Sefer Shemei Tshuva, we can overcome everything we did the whole year? I'm telling you not. So we yell to Hashem, the Asar Shemei Tshuva, Yeshuas Makifot. How? We say Tshuva, Tefillah, tzedakah, ma'avirin, et roya hagazera. Above tshuva, there is tzom, kol, mamon. Each gematria of each word is 136, 136, 136. It equals 408. What is 408? Zos Chanukah. We are telling Hashem, give us credit. We're going to be good. We promise to be good. We can't do it in the Aseret Shemei Tshuva. Push it off till Zos Chanukah. We promise we're going to show you. We're going to do tshuva every single day. So the Yeshua Samakifot is pushed off till Zos Chanukah. So what's connected? Tishrei is connected to Nisan. Chanukah is connected to Nisan. The Simcha of Purim goes through the whole month of Nisan because we don't say Tachanun. Every day is a Simcha. The third Beis Hamikdash has to come down in the Chodesh Nisan. It's the Chodesh of Geula. When is it going to come down? We can account for the whole month of Nisan for Simcha. The first 12 days, and then Isru Chag, and then Erev Yontif, and then Yontif. So when is the third business going to come down? We can't bring it down on Pesach because we know Shabbos was the first thing that Parshas Vayikra that Moshe said even before building the Mishkan. So it's not coming down on Pesach and it's not coming down on Chol Hamoed because Lo Marbivim Simcha B'Simcha. It's coming down the last 7 days of the month, probably, and so we'll have another 7 days of celebration. So the Simcha continues throughout the whole month of Nisan, and that's why we don't say Tachanun. Everything that we have is in Nisan the whole year, and it comes from the point of the transformation that we are now the masters of time, and we have to connect. Everything is connection. We connect to Hashem. Hashem connects to us. We connect to each other, and it's only that we have Achdus and Avas Yisrael that we get through the whole year. That was just a little bit of the shir that I gave today. That's all.
Beautiful.
Oh, yes. Oh.
So the Rebbe says that time cannot be returned, especially at the end of Galus. Every moment is precious, and we must use it as much as we can to prepare ourselves, our family, and our surrounding to the coming of Mashiach. That's exactly what you're doing. So every moment we're able to act and do a lot of great things through. So we have to increase in the words of Torah, the light of Torah and mitzvah, until we will remove all the darkness which hides and conceal the light of Geula. Let's hear what the Rebbe explains about the 4 sons. Okay?
Interesting.
So we're going to hear, we have 2 sichos. One is about the 4 sons, and the other one is about the 5th son. Let's start with the 4 sons.
The 5th son gets his own video.
One video. One sichos. Very, very inspiring. At the very beginning of the Seder, the Haggadah makes clear
is mevayir a kneged darbo vonim divra teir als beim Seder kleibt man zusammen und das gehört zum Aufrichten dem Seder ist Aid angesagt geworden soll zusammenkleiben sei der Nechet Chocher sei unter die alle, was werden da noch ist gerechnet, und soll wissen sein, na die Broteiro, das Iron an Umweisung, was Tere hat ihm angesagt, und redt wegen der alle 4 Kinder. Nicht warten, bis wann sie werden alle in dem Zug von Nechet Chocher, und wird ablegen, Chas v'Sholem dem Seder, oder praven dem Seder farz.
You understand?
I understand.
That it's a mitzvah to have all 4 sons at the Seder. The Torah tells you, you cannot just gather the wise people. You have to have at the Seder all 4 sons, because the Torah, when it describes the night of the Seder, it describes 4 different kinds of people. So they all must be present at the Seder.
And if you don't have 4 sons?
Well, you have guests.
Well, I understand that. But so in other words, if you don't have
Four kinds of people.
If you don't have guests, it's a problem.
Well, then you maybe include all of them.
Sei, sagt man am Divra Teiro, du willst praven dem Seder, hat Teiro mit dir gerät und dir angesagt und gegeben dir Keiches, aber du sollst zusammenkleiden dem Echert Chocham mit alle drei übrige Sugim und beschau du wirst folgende Teiro und du wirst sie erklären, was der Hagode ist, und was wie Teiro hat gegeben die Schlichus, Mitzvah lesape beitzias Mitzrayim, Eisa halayla, was lechol meine ha-Mitzvahs, I der Szene von der Amach Mitzvah Sesser, ma schenken der Mine von Maskirin, Itzias Mitzrayim bechol jem, wie mit Krische is boi lekamon, oder demut hat man da Aftoche, als hat alle vier Sugim basir beim Seder und prave dem Seder ki Ilchose is Messiah dem Seder und hat dämmelt seine Machris alle vier Sugim zusammen bekeil Lechot und bebas Achas und benusach Echot und besigne Lechot alle Shona Habo wünschen sie sich und sie wird sicher, als sie sein. Und mir sagt das beloschen shall vadai, am wird sein bei Yerushalayim. Und nicht has wie Scholle, am wir dürfen warten, bis dem nächsten Jahr ist lebt man mit dem Leshona Habo bei Yerushalayim, was man gesagt in des Dorim von Tovshin Mem Aleph, was Kol Yisrael ist Becheskas Kashrus, haben sie sicher mit Malle gewähnt, Eiche de Hiro, von Dibra Teiro, zusammenkladen, der alle Dalle zugehen, haben sie dämmelt Machlis gewähnt mit Eich Avas Yisroel, Kulam Kiechot mit denselben Signe, Lereyacho Komecho, Leshona Habo Birushalayim, a dämmelt ist mit Matzviach, und der Rebester ist mit Kaim Abtachose, wie der Rambam sagt, Sifticho Teiro, aber Seifje Neha Golos Yisrael lesen Tshuva, Yad Heini Golim, wo dämmelt ich Emei Zeischa Meres Mitzrayim, was noch war Wodun wie Hinoison, was mit Matter sich in Golos, 1900 Jahre mit noch und noch, was keiner versteht nicht, was ist der Tambose. Der Hasbore, als ich in Pelle nicht, was mir versteht nicht, der Meibestens, Drochim ist es a Hasbore, ist das, beschaß aber a Sach tut weh, ist so peil sein, soll nicht wehtun, ist derweile halt mir noch nie dabei, wo Harayam sagt, wenn es sein Eitcha Hawaii, ja Naftobi, nicht danken dem Meibestens von dem Kas von dem Golus, wird sein Lejachre Bias Mashiach Zitkenu. Und nicht ist mir der Jem bejeme, ist mir mispallen, es stemmer David Avdecho Meheros Atzmiach. Nicht stand Atzmiach in Nachris Hayomim, was es sei morgen oder übermorgen oder Chas V'Sholem noch später. Nur Meheros Atzmiach. Und Lishoso Kevino Kol Hayem, Azaf al Pivos in durchgegangen etliche Schof und Tod, und war da in Leibo, mot nach viele nicht gehört, Elioha Novis Psura Teva, als morgen kommt ist Lishoso Kevino Kol Hayem, am is hofft, a das, was man gesagt in Meirev, aber Lishoso Kevino Kol Hayem wird das noch nicht kuhen werden, dem Tag Mamosh, der Riker ist, soll sein der Riker bepeil, komur liiv, der Dover Achim Uchroche, an Norden war Wodun wie Ino Eison, hecher 1900 Jahr, und wir hat schon dem Rechush Gode von Teiro und Meisim Tevin, von jeder Jiden und von allen Jiden zusammen soll sein in der letzte Regoin von Golus, lechol bnei Israel, hoya el bemishveisom, miyad heini Golim, am geht a reis von Golus, in a Neifen von Biad Roma, und hoyum lochem im Naif, besorisei menikisayif, und wie sagt in Nevus Agul in Scharia, als bringen das Israel in, wie bringt a Mincha bekeli Toel, bim Heira in Azena Agdesha, die Gula Hamitis war Schlemo, bim Heira Biamenu Mamash.
So this was one video.
Okay, we'll discuss it afterward.
The fifth son.
Yeah.
Kineged Arbo Vonim Dibra Teiro,
Which one did you do first? This one or the other one?
Sugi.
This is the fifth summit. I wanted to put it in English. One second. What?
Which one did he do first? This one or the other one?
What is it? Been in time?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I can find out. The one we just heard is
Nissan 5762.
but no, the first one was 5742. This was 1982. And this one is this is Yud Gimel Nissan 1983. A year later.
When I was married. Okay.
You were married. That's the year you were married.
Yeah.
So he spoke about you? Okay.
I don't think so.
Kineged Arbo Vonim Dibra Teiro, wie rechnet das ist, alles Sugi. Von a Ben Chochom bis der letzte schöne Idee Lische. Und da sagt man a Dwart Pelle, wo der Agode ist Madgisch, a der ärgste Sache ist am Aratis. Wo der Fall kommt zum Sof. Lechere, der ärgste Sache ist, a jene von Epech Achochem. Sagt der Agode der Seder ist, a danach kommt der Linie von Tam, wo das echt Ärger von Arosche. Allachas kam schön die Idee Lische. Lechere, was ist das Ärger Tam von Arosche? Mit Arosche darf man nicht wie Peil sein. Soll Tschuviton, hat als Mina Muche. Gelernt Teiro, die kein gewinn Mitzvahs, danach Rachman Litzlan ist geworden Epech Achocha. Beloschen a Gemorre, a Tzadi Gomur, was hier a Hirur in a Sach, wo der Hirur in Tefis Mokim, wird der Punkt der Epech von dem Tzadi. Danach ist durch keine Hirur, wird der Zrik a Tzadik und a Tzadi Gomur, am ich darf knellen und Peel sein bei dem Tam, zum Malen Menschen darf mit dem Knellen Psachle. Danach noch ein Psachle darf tun. Darf auch nicht reden, Teiro und auch nicht tun Mitzvahs. Und danach, bei Meshach Asma, wird keine seine Lohne. Allah es kam schöne Idee Lische. Wo sie dort die Rob an der Gehle bepeir. Und der Rob, was sie beim Juchat Negeia bis Mane Meile. Was bis Mane Meile nicht Toke Schoi. Sie dort Schoi bei der Gehle Meise, bis mir guckt doch zuzusehen. Ich will seine Seite, Nekesche nicht will Beno Akku. Sie nicht dort zu wärmen gehoben, kein Teinis, aber kommen nach Samechino, hat kein Mal nicht gesehen, weiß nicht, wo das ist. Wo das ist bei Goche Brot ist, das ist nicht gewähnt bei Schmosse. Sie da als sehen der Rachman Litzlan, was ihm das Becher gewähnt. Kinder, was eine geboren geworden in der letzte 50, 60, 70 Jahre, wer redet noch, ich bin mit ihnen so, die, was gehen, nicht wer der Chatere war mit, wie das mehr nicht mit Adamaratze. Muss nicht erzählt wegen Jüdischkeit. Oder erzählt in Asami Neifen, als sie gar nicht geblieben, noch in der Zählung. Okay, du, Rachman al-Islam, was du da sehen, was reden sich ein, a der Linie von Bar Mitzvah oder Bas Mitzvah, it was Bilashenen, graduation from Yiddishkeit. Nicht wird bald Archiv, Mechuyev B'Teiru Mitzvahs. Und geht da rein in Yiddishkeit, weil sie ändert sich damit, der Chinuch verbunden mit Yiddishkeit, damit was sagt, der Drosche zu der Bar Mitzvah, und wir geht ihm Atones, und wir retten noch Heber, Salam mit Chochom, also Kongor, Eile, Letere sein und machen die Brüche. Alaches kamen, wir kamen, Heber kann noch singen, das Biches Abteil, oder singen das Fibel auf Nehom. Und damit Rachman ins Land endigt sich. Aber kommt dann zu gehen, wir fragt dann Caesar, Achochem, Rosh, Tamsch, in der Idee Lischel, sie gar nicht Scheiches in der Rufkin Sofik. Ist eine Idee Lischel. Weiß nicht von der ganzen Mitzis. Und weiß gar nicht, dass du da wegen was zu fragen. Wo das der Limud Ichi, bei einer Gehle Meise von Chino, bei Medines Elo, als zum allen Menschen darf man sich nehmen, da Loi Amaratze. Der schöne Idee, Lische, wie es auch Kolponim, was sie da sehen. Sie da die und die Nacht. Und dann noch ist da ein Tisch. Und bei dem Tisch ist da für immer noch. Nur bei denen setzt sich dort weg, ist eine Idee, Lische. Nicht nur Stamm, Tam. Eine Idee, Lische. Sie da ein Kind, Rachman al-Islam, weiß nicht, dass sie da ein jüdischer Huis. Hat ein Huis. Mit der Haribitz von Zimmern. Mit der Liebe von Furniture, wie sie rufen das so. Was zwischen die Furniture, Kongressaniger, das vor dem Eichel. Wo das Foren sein aber eingebunden, in goldene Tovle, mit dem größten Covid, sie stehen aber verschlossen in der Schafe. Sollten die Scheiches, die Häuser, die Scheiches, reingucken in das Seife. Wir kommen aus ein Kind, ein jüdisch Kind, ein jüdischer Vater, eine jüdische Mutter, gefühlt sich aber nicht in der Schuss von einem jüdischen Huis, wo in der Huis setzt sich nicht in Jüdischkeit. Das ist ein Ben Chamishi, ein Ben, was im Ganzen nachher, nicht gefühlt sich in Teile Mitzvahs, und dort ist geworden nachher, was lechere, das ist die Schwerkeit, Rische Schalmeller, und steckt das allein in dem und dem Mord, wer bringt in Tanje, ist doch noch eine ärgere Sache. Also weiß nicht wegen der Melech, weiß nicht wegen der Schussischer Melech, weiß nicht wegen der Rosse von der Melech, weiß nicht wegen der Mitzischer Melech. Weiß nicht, dass sie da Seder und dass sie da ein Tisch und beim Tisch warten wir nach Fern, soll kommen und sich setzen zum Tisch. Warum Kedeja Seder soll sein bisschen Musse. Darf man haben Teile bisschen Musse und Kenege darbo Bonnen die wieder Teile. Als fällt ein Viertel von den Bonnen, fällt Rachman al-Islam, ein Viertel von den Teilen. Wo das in die Gehe, den Ben Choche, warum der wird das Eget fällt. Und noch ist da gekommen, der Ben Chamishi, als hat die keine Idee, nicht nur eine Idee, Lische, fällt die Idee wegen dem ganzen Linie von Jüdischkeit. Wo der Pfarrer als Achone zum Seder und zu Pesach, aber soll praven dem Seder al Pischel Chonoro, darf man bewohnen in Lechol Apoches, soll nicht bleiben kein und einziger jüdischer Kind, was sitzt nicht Rachman al-Islam beim Sedertisch.
Oh, that's some video.
Whoa.
Oh,
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
Welcome to America.
so the fifth son is not even present.
That's right.
He doesn't even know that it's Seder.
Yeah. And the Rebbe expects us, the Rebbe wants us to go and find that fifth son and bring him to the Seder. So let me say Dvar Torah about the four sons. The Rebbe explained that there are four sons. The Torah says the wise, the wicked, the simple, and the one who doesn't know what to ask, right? So the Rebbe has many questions. The basic question is, why is the wicked after the wise boy. Okay, so, and there are many explanations, and I'm going to say what the Rebbe says.
Okay.
Because he knows better.
No. Why does the wicked come after the wise? Why
Oh.
does the wicked occupy the biggest part, magid, of the safe? Why is he taking up the most space? He's wicked. Now we hear the answer.
Well, you asked the question, Mrs. Blas. So the Rebbe answered that in a sikha. He answers it in the sikha, which I just learned yesterday. I'll forward you the sikha. It's a long sikha, about 7 pages. The Rebbe gives an example from the Frierdiker Rebbe. The Frierdiker Rebbe, his biggest Hasidim, the most maskilim, the wisest people, tzaddikim, in the world they were big tzaddikim, but he sent them to teach the simple Yidden Aleph base, real Aleph base, and then the basics of Judaism, Chumash, Torah. Why couldn't he send simple people? Like simple Hasidim. Why do you have to send the best Hasidim? And the Rebbe answers that this exactly is Hashem put in the Haggadah that the Chacham is next to the Rasha for 2 main reasons. It is only the Chacham who is able to influence the Rasha.
Correct.
A Tam or Sheino Delishon cannot influence the Rasha to do tshuva. So only the Chacham is the one that can influence the Rasha to do tshuva. In turn, the Chacham himself benefits for himself because he's able to refine his character. It helps him to refine himself. Okay? Hashem puts the Chacham there because Hashem gives him the powers and the obligation and the responsibility to go after the Rasha and to teach him and to educate him. Okay? And it's coming in a descending order. So the Rebbe was saying that the Tam, the simple, and the one who doesn't know how to ask are even lower than the Rasha. Because the Rasha, there is a story, it wasn't in the Sikha, but it's a story that a Rasha can only have to do tshuva and he gets in the right path. So the story goes that there was once a Chassid of the Tzemach Tzedek who asked for he had a daughter, and he asked for his daughter got married to a best student, a real wise boy. And soon after the wedding, the boy started to go off the derech. But he was gambling on horses. So, one step leads to another, and he went off the derech, and he stop being religious. The Chassid came to the Rebbe, and the Rebbe told him, bring him to me. He brought him to him, and the Rebbe asked him, tell me, you gamble on horses? Yeah. Which horse is better? The fast horse or the slow horse? Says, Rebbe, what's the question? The fast horse is better. Says, why? Says, because he wins the race. If you bet on him, you get the money. Fast horse is better. So the Rebbe tells him, but what happens if the fast horse runs so fast that he took the wrong turn? If he's so fast, in a very short time, he'll be so far away from the course. He'll be far away. If he'll be slow, then he will be just a little bit far from the course, and then he just turns and he goes back. But if he's fast, he goes very fast. So the young boy said, hey, Rebbe, you're right. I made a mistake. If he goes off the road, it's true that a slow horse is better. So the Rebbe tells him, oh, no, I got you here. even if he makes the wrong turn, a fast horse is still better. So the boy says, why? So it's because the same speed he went the wrong way, he just turns around and he runs the same speed to the right path. So the young man understood the lesson. The Rebbe talked about him. You're a smart boy. You made the wrong turn, and very, very quickly you went on the wrong path. Very far away. You went so far away from Yiddishkeit. Just turn around 180 degrees, and you'll be on the right. You're running towards the right path. So the Rebbe is telling us that it is education, and it is our obligation to go and search for these people and just teach them. The Rebbe says, you can't tell them what to do, but you can teach them to do everything. So we have an obligation to, today I sat down in my office and I found like over 100 patients I have to give shmura matzah.
Uh-huh.
So I bought 100 boxes of shmura matzah to distribute for Pesach, and I'm going to give that. And not an easy time nowadays, and people don't have a lot of enough funds. So this is important even for the Frum community. We have to help. We have to make sure people have where to go, invite them, and make sure that if they don't come to you, they go somewhere else. The lesson the Rebbe is giving us with the Haggadah and the four sons is that we cannot look at ourselves as an independent reality. I am the Chacham, I'm this. You have to look at the group. We are Arba Banim Dibra Torah. The Torah speak about the four sons. If one is missing, you cannot complete the Seder. You need to have all of them in the Seder. And we don't talk in any derogatory way, because the neshama within each person did not sin. The body sinned. The body did the wrong thing. If you have a Jew in your Seder, it's a pure neshama fitting in the Seder. And the pure neshama needs to eat matzah, maror, drink 4 cups of wine. That Hashem runs the world. Let us not be judgmental. We have to help and guide and be there for everybody. And that was the lesson the Rebbe is giving us for Pesach. And that's the example the Rebbe gave for us, that we have to have public seders, we have to open our doors, and we have to make care of other people. Let's just not focus about ourselves. Let's focus about the mission we have to accomplish. So today we are beginning to say the Nasi every day, the month of Nisan. Did you say today, Mrs. Blas?
I will. The day is not over. I was a little busy today with Rosh Chodesh.
Okay, that's right.
I'm going to read it. I printed it out each day, and I printed out the Hirotzon.
The Nasi and the Ratzon. Also for the month of Nisan, we say the bracha of the Ilanos. So if you find a tree that brings
Royal Palm, corner of 42nd Street, there's a mango tree.
Okay, Royal Palm and 42nd.
Corner 42nd, there's a budding mango tree. It's right down the block in town. What do you want?
Okay.
It's I was reading a lot because my second choice for the shir was the Arba Banim because of the connection to the Arba Imaz. But when Rebbetzin Tirta Shapiro said that on the shir on Monday she's going to talk about the Arba Banim, I dropped that topic like a hot potato because I'm not going to even try to even.
She's going to speak on Monday?
Oh, she's going to speak on Monday about the Arba Banim. She's going through the Haggadah. She's giving us a series in Pesach. But I read something very, very interesting about the Arba Banim. And it said there are a lot of explanations. You can keep on reading and reading and reading and reading and reading. But it said that the four sons are all parts of ourselves. Each and one of the characteristics of the wise, of the wicked, of the simple, of the one who doesn't, are all aspects that we all have within ourselves.
Well, I hear you. I hear you.
But
The Rebbe didn't say that.
no, I'm not saying that the Rebbe said it. I said I read it.
Okay.
I also have read that.
But it said that the most important thing to understand with the four sons is that one has to have bitul, especially the wise one. He has to understand that it is his job. He doesn't have to think that he is the smartest one, that he knows everything. He has to have bitul, and he has to go and teach the Russia. It's his job to teach the Russia. It's his job to find the Russia and to explain to him. And the point of bitul is so important when it comes to the four sons. I was just reading about it, and then I stopped reading because I was getting quite confused, because then it went into the four worlds, and that's when I stopped, because that was way beyond my pay grade. But it was fascinating. I'm not negating anything that we just saw from what the Rebbe said. It's just that it was such an interesting topic.
Well, but it does coincide. It does coincide
It was
with what the Rebbe is saying. The job of, that's why they're next to each other. So, but there's also, I got to keep things simple for myself. I can't operate at a level you two guys.
Okay.
no,
That
with that one.
that the very nature of Pesach is all about bittul, because chametz is the opposite of bittul, and we have to get rid of
The
the
chametz.
chametz to be bittul.
That's right.
It's
Not just the crumbs.
chametz is one crumb. One crumb is chametz.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Yeah. Oh, one crumb. But when you think of it as a crumb, but when you think of it as a person,
Wow.
a yid, we always have to constantly, I always have to constantly work on my chametz.
We all do. It's not you, Dr. Holder. It's we all have.
Well, I can only speak for myself.
Okay.
I can only speak for myself. Yeah.
Because he's 6 foot chametz.
Yeah.
I'm only five.
I'm a big
I'm only
chametz.
What should I tell you? I'm only 5'2". I'm the little
I'm
one.
5'9" chametz.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm 6'4", and my mother, blessed memory, is 5'3", 5'2.5".
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are you going to get 100 boxes of matzah?
Well, but how many pieces are in a box?
3.
Oh, okay.
You're
Fine.
doing the oat?
No, for what? For these 100 boxes?
No, you're going to do the regular
Yeah, regular matzah.
matzah.
You're gonna need
How do you
you're gonna
get
need a van.
100
You need a
boxes
van.
distributed?
Why? Or how?
How?
I bring it to the office and I text the patients to come to the office and pick it up. Those who do not come, I send it with Lyft or the taxi. That's what I did the last few
What the
years.
Rebbe would do,
You ship it with UPS.
the Rebbe would give a shmura matzah to every
You hand out
doctor,
matzahs. I saw the video.
and
Physically
and
handing out matzahs.
and they would grind it up, and they would put it in some of the medicines, and the doctors that were not in Crown Heights, okay, he would ship it to them. This in later years. In later years.
Last year, Dr. Levin explained that matzah is brius. When you eat matzah, you stay healthy. There's the whole concept of matzah and being healthy. But this year, it blew my mind. The Zohar says that if you eat matzah, you can avert the din of Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. It's in the Zohar. I was blown away this week. That's when I stopped learning about the four sons. I saw that I was getting too deep for my pay grade. But it's like, wow. Can you imagine? By eating matzah, you avoid the din?
But we're not allowed to eat matzah before Pesach.
Oh, she means on Pesach.
I mean, on Pesach, you eat matzah.
Oh, only on Pesach?
No. Yes, you eat
Yeah,
matzah.
yes,
That's
no, I
part of the
said
mitzvah, matzah mora.
No, it's a mitzvah to eat matzah.
No, I understand that, but I mean, and what's saying in the Zohar is only when eating matzah on Pesach, right?
Correct. I think that's what he's
Not through the year. Okay.
But can you imagine such a statement? I'm not totally. I don't think I even totally understand how one can avoid din by eating matzah. I understand the healthy aspect of it today, that matzah can protect you, but to avoid din, I read it and I was like, wow. That's
Where do you read that? Where do you read it?
I read it on Chabad.org, actually, that the Zohar states. I can try to find it again.
Fine.
I read a lot this week, and whatchamacallit, because I didn't want to clean for Pesach, so I don't do my obligations in cleaning my house, and I sit and listen to shiur. That's basically what I do.
Oh boy.
I'll get there. I still have 2 weeks.
Okay, 2 weeks exactly. Okay. We'll see you next week, and good Shabbos.
Good Shabbos.
Good Shabbos.
Good Shabbos.